Hey, what's up, nerds? My name is Trogdor, and I've got another Pokemon game for you. It's a league match in the small, kind of casual, showdown-based, doesn't always upload league NPA. I was invited by one of my good buddies, took over a team, made some adjustments, etc. My opponent, also, I'm gonna say a lot because my opponent also took over a team. The time between my week 2 and week 3 match was actually quite a while because the replacement needed to be found, and it just so happened to be some other nerd from the same Discord server where I was dragged up and stuff. And yeah, he inherited a team, but because of the amount of time that had elapsed, he has not made any modifications. So his team, you can see both the team that he brought and the team that he started with had the Tapu, the Mega Venusaur, Rotom, Heat, Victini, Zoroark, Alola, Mola, Hitmon, Top Dragonite, Alakazam, Skarmory, and Terrakion. It's pretty spooky, but I did notice one thing, and that there's a certain set that 2 of my mons can bring that just kind of like rolls over everything, which is pretty cool. I brought Elite Infernape with the rocks and close combat, and it like kills things. Thundurus with some coverage of Thunderbolt and Psychic, which runs through the entire team. Weavile, which kills things. Hydreigon with a super spicy set. It got the move Belch recently, which while in competitive play it just doesn't work at all, but you can give it Poison Z Crystal and it kills things. So this Hydreigon can like Oko Tapu Fini, which is why I brought the set that it did, because like Fini is super easy to switch into Hydreigon, so it's like I get off a Dark Pulse and I like does like 3, and then I use like 200 power Poisonium Z Acid Downpour, whatever it's called, and I Oko it, and it's like surprise. But he didn't bring Tapu Fini, unfortunately, so Hydreigon's kind of useless because I've got Poison Z move and like a Poison move that doesn't do anything, and 3 other moves that just like kind of whatever. But yeah, it's still Hydreigon. You know, I can still switch into things like the Alakazam, but it's probably going to be back in Signal Beam. Then I've got Toxapex, which, you know, takes hits. And then I've got an interesting Jirachi set, because originally I was thinking sub Calm Mind, because, you know, it's good with Thunderbolt and, what was it, Psychic, or might have been some physical set. But I eventually opted for something else a bit spicier. I've got Substitute and Charge Beam, because with the chance of getting a special attack raise on that move and Serene Graze, I get a special attack boost 100% of the time, and it's less passive, and I get my, you know, special attack boost. More important than getting my Spadef boost, and then I got one more free slot to use a move. I opted to bring I opted to bring Ancient Power because, well, for one thing, I hit Rotom for more damage, and I get the chance of getting a boost in everything. So yeah, I've got a pretty spicy Jirachi set. Everything else is a little bit more standard besides Hydreigon, but yeah. Gonna get into this in a real quick. He goes off with Hitmontop. I got Infernape. I'm gonna just, you know, probably go ahead and I fake out. And then did I go for the rocks, or did I go for the... No, I do the rocks, and then I get out of there because I'm not going to be doing much to Rotom anyway, while, you know, Hydreigon can. I don't really know what I want to do with Hydra this game because he doesn't have his Fini, as I mentioned earlier. You know, Draco hits a lot of things because, you know, he doesn't have his Fairy, but Hitmontop is super bulky. And I go into Toxapex because even Earthquake isn't doing more than you know, that's not even going to be a 3 a KO. Skarmory is going to be super annoying for me this game, because for one thing, it can whirlwind out my Jirachi when I get up a sub, and it just kind of like, you know, gets up hazards and Skarmory is just annoying. Luckily though, he does have a Alomomola, which is setup fodder for my Jirachi, because if I recall, it's whatever attacking move that it has is gonna not be getting 25% damage. So I go into my Thundurus, I'm gonna threaten it out, get a nasty plot up because it's setup fodder and do a crap ton of damage. This Rotom, takes a buttload, so it's not gonna survive the next hit. So I have to just get it out of there. But unfortunately, I am toxic, and I just go down right away because after the rocks damage and the toxic damage, I'm not lasting long. So unfortunately, Thundurus couldn't be around longer. I would have liked that because I did outspeed the Terrakion, which is going to be a problem for my Jirachi, which by the way just got the +1 special attack, so my set's working in the meantime, and Hitmontop goes down. In hindsight, I am looking back, and Terrakion just comes into Jirachi 100% of the time after a sub is broken. Hydreigon goes down because Belch, useless, but I can threaten out with Infernape. We theoretically speed time, but I don't know if my opponent wants to risk that, or I'm obviously not scarfed or anything, but Infernape is just taking a crap ton of damage, and I'm not going to be able to switch in safely, so it's basically death fodder. So this is where Skarmory just is annoying. I can do the charge beam to it and get a lot of damage, but I'm not going to stay in long enough to get significant damage on Skarmory, so my best hope is just to burn it with Toxapex. But it can roost, it can do all those things that it's just oh no, it's a Skarmory, help me. So I'm just sitting here scalding, and neither of us are doing anything to one another, and he's just gonna whirlwind me around and get the rocks. But Alakazam in, and I am not gonna take a Psychic, but he overpredicted and went for the Dazzling Gleam because it doesn't make sense for me to stay in, so I don't even know why I did stay in. I sack Infernape, which it makes Terrakion even more of a threat to my team here. I do have priority with Weavile, but that's, not going to save me. I get another kill with Jirachi on the charge beam, but, I can't stand for much longer. And wow, that's a lot of damage. I didn't bring Shuka again, I'm just, here to take hits, but that's a ton of damage. And opted to not get my regenerator boost because I'm going to, try to revenge with my Weavile here. But Skarmory just kind of sits there and doesn't care about anything. So I get rid of its leftovers, but Iron Head is wow. So it's Jirachi versus the world, and I've got my substitute up, but luckily I resist that Iron Head, so I can get up to +1 without +1 while still behind the sub. But unfortunately, he is able to break my sub, and right here, I noticed that if my only chance of winning, so I could either make this 1-0 and lose 100%, or go for Ancient Power, potentially get to +1 speed and then +2 special attack. That being the case, I would have been able to outspeed the Terrakion and win. So that was kind of a gamble on my part, because if I don't get the boost, I'm gonna lose 2-0, but if it was just my only chance of winning here. So I went for that Ancient Power, didn't get it, and he goes for the Shadow Ball, and I lose 2-0 again for the third week in a row. Good game to my opponent. Both of us, are picked up a team, but he definitely played better than me this game with the Terrakion threatening everything. It was a mistake for me to let Thundurus go down so early and just kind of waste Hydreigon. I could have still done damage to the likes of Skarmory with Fire Blast and whatnot, but Skarmory was just super annoying to my team. I could have capitalized more on his bonds that went down super early, but well played, good game, and if my opponent's got a YouTube channel or whatever, I'll link it into this description. But in the meantime, toss me a subscribe or like this video if you enjoyed and watch more content. I've got my week 4 match coming up hopefully soon after this. I'm catching up on uploads in terms of where I am in the week. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next week video, hopefully sooner than a week from now. Thanks, bye.